Yeah, Mark knew that.
Mark knew that, apparently. Mark Darrow, welcome, sir. How are you? All the way from Kentucky.
I'm very happy to be here.
So
glad to be here.
We have to tell the guys here that the reason you're out here is you were actually hunting antelope in Wyoming.
Buffalo, Wyoming, yes.
And you actually tagged out in like 24 hours. You had 3 tags. You got them all in 24 hours.
Wow.
One shot was 440 yards. One of his shots. He took one from 440 yards.
What caliber?
I'm shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor out of a Bergara Wilderness HMR.
Now, I got to tell you that a mutual friend of ours, Mark and I's, former Navy SEAL Aaron Reed, who owns a company called Op Supply back in Kentucky, is an extraordinary guy at putting those things on, and he actually did my scope system on both my AR and on my hunting rifle, and he did Mark's. And Mark texted me and he was like, that worked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Aaron was a Navy SEAL sniper, and he built my rig for me. We didn't tag out a couple years ago because of an equipment failure, and I said, not again. So I went to the right guy and had him build the rig for me.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Walking through a hotel the other day, a guy saw my case, and he said, hey, what's in there? And I just turned and looked at him and said, death from 1,000 yards.
Hilarious. All right. Well, welcome, guys. Let's get this whole thing started because we have treats today. We normally start with the Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream with the addition of some cold root beer, which we're going to do today because that's our traditional thing. But since he's come all the way from Kentucky, he has brought us some very special Kentucky-based treats. So what do we have here, Mark? What is our first one? So we got to call Hunter Mark and Mark Major. So we got the two torn apart there.
How about Kentucky Mark?
Let's do Kentucky Mark. There we go. All right, Kentucky Mark. Kentucky Mark. What do you got for us?
So I listen to the show every day, a day late. I listen on the podcast, and I hear that you all do this
app.
Yep, I heard it radio app.
Oh my!
And I heard that you were doing this root beer, and I had to ask Leland, what do you use? And he said a local root beer. Well, Buffalo Trace makes Freddy's root beer specifically to pair with the bourbon cream.
Yep.
And I thought I'll just bring some of that to Leland.
But the bourbon cream has very little alcohol. Correct?
It's 30 proof, which is 15% alcohol.
It's like CBD.
So to drink that and get drunk, you would get sick on the richness of the cream, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But then I thought if I'm going to bring root beer, I should just bring some bourbon, too. So we're going to go through a tasting of several bottles today, and I thought since you're drinking Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream, let's start with Buffalo Trace.
All right. So everybody, let's get a little cheer here. I gotta let people know that Ross Kaminsky has brought his own glass.
I didn't know we weren't supposed to drink it already.
Oh, Mark's is empty.
Here's a second shot for you, Mark.
You want another one?
I would.
Ooh, that's smooth.
All right. There you go.
It's a little airy. Wow. You know what I'm saying? You feel that, don't you? That's good.
90 proof, real smooth drinking, blended. It's not sourced. It's actually distilled at Buffalo Trace.
Isn't it true
blended.
That you cannot drink legally where they make like Jack Daniels in Kentucky or something? It's a dry town.
Hold on a second.
Jack Daniels is Tennessee urine
whiskey.
water.
Oh, yes.
Mark's face is like, I didn't realize I committed a cultural faux pas.
No more for you, my friend.
Maybe he needs more.
Yeah. Yeah, so the question.
You can actually do tastings at the distilleries in Kentucky.
Very cool.
I don't know if they do it Tennessee or not, but
are there still...
I get a microphone here. I feel like Tom Hanks in the Aerosmith sketch Sibilance. For Kentucky Mark over here, are there any remaining dry counties in Kentucky?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
I grew up in one, actually. It just went wet. But there are still some dry counties in Kentucky.
Yeah, and which has always been dumb because you can drive, like, counties are not big in Kentucky. There's 120 of them, and you can drive, like, 10 minutes. And every dry county is literally surrounded by bars on the border of the county.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's like Douglas County with weed, though.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as you leave Douglas County, you just give your tax dollars somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right, it's part of the ignorant question. But in a dry county, if you bought alcohol somewhere else, could you take it into your house and drink it legally?
Mm-hmm. Depends on the county.
So there's somewhere
you could, yeah.
But there's somewhere you're not even allowed to do that?
So I lived in the armpit of the universe, Corbin, Kentucky, for a few years, and it was dry. It's home of KFC.
Right, yeah.
And I covered all of eastern Kentucky when I was there. I would literally drive to Richmond once a week, and I was a bootlegger. I brought it back to Corbin for all my friends, and I think the statute of limitations is up.
I feel like we need Copperhead Road to start playing right now. Like it just feels like.
But I would load my truck down. The back wheels would be squatting, man. It would be full of beer and
if you got caught, what would happen?
I don't know. They'd probably take some of it. And save it
For a little fee, we'll let you continue on to your destination.
well, who's
there.
to say I wasn't bringing booze back for the sheriff?
Right? That's great. That's great. All right. So your question though was back to what were you asking? You were asking about
I
the
have no
tasting.
clue.
No, you were. You were asking about the tasting. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So.
You know, last time I saw Ross, actually, when we did something outside of work, I just have to throw this in. I kicked your ass at racquetball. I just need to throw that in.
You've been drinking too much already. We just started in your memories already.
No.
Is there a dispute to this?
I mean, he might have beat me once, but I beat him more than he beat me.
Well, wait a second. You got to
You might
define a
have-
beat. I left winning.
What? No,
I feel like I feel like we need a rematch, and like Ryan, you and I need to be there to referee, so that we can prove one way or another who wins.
Yeah, I'll go.
That would be all right.
Yeah.
All right. I want to ask you guys a couple quick questions. This one is, I guess, it's a thought experiment. So there was a guy that was 51 years old. Okay, he was a mechanic. Okay, and he decided that he wanted to be a doctor. So at 51, he went to medical school. Got a doctorate, or got his degree to be a medical doctor, and now he is a medical doctor. Okay, so he at one time owned 2 auto shops. He was a typical auto mechanic. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of money can be made doing that. Oh, yeah. But he decided, hey, if I can work on cars, I can work on people. And at 51 years old, he became a medical doctor. So the question I have for you guys, we'll go around the table. If you could start over right now, and there was like one other thing you could do. Like you could just, how old are you, Ross?
57 as of a couple days ago.
No way. You are not 57.
I am.
No way.
What would you put him at, Super Shoe?
I would have said 51 or 2.
All right. Hunter Mark, Kentucky Mark?
I would have probably said low 40s.
Woo, low 40s.
Mark Major?
65.
I'm so slow on the
I
racquetball
would
card.
put you early 40s.
Wow.
57?
Yeah. I had kids real late. I got married late. It keeps me young.
I guess so. All right. So, okay. So, Mark, how old are you, Major?
50.
Bullshit.
That was awesome.
That was not cool.
That was awesome.
Very twisted view.
Did you get it?
You are cut off, my friend.
What are you doing?
You probably doubled it, too. Now we got 20.
That was instantaneous, too.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, Super Shoe.
I'm 48.
You and I are about the same age.
I always
I'm
dub
46.
myself. I'm the Gentile version of Ross. I'm like his little brother.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 48.
Wow. Someone recently asked me how old you are.
Whoa.
And I don't know why, and I don't remember who. And I said I have no idea, but if you were to make me guess, I'll say 37.
All right.
This is just like in the past.
I was surprised to find out Sue was my age. I was surprised to find out she was my age.
And I get that a little bit, but I think, I'm not just kissing up here. No way Ross is 57. There's
no way. I don't believe that.
No, he looks way younger than that.
All right.
Hey, Leland.
Yes.
Little comment over here. Mark and I are the same age.
Wait, Mark Major?
Yes.
So Mark Major is 40, 35, 28, 21.
That is correct,
21.
sir.
Mark Major just turned the age to
you're
drink.
saving yourself, Leland. Good job.
Okay. All right. Kentucky Mark.
51.
Okay.
Maybe.
really
I'm not sure.
Isn't it strange turning 50, Mark?
It sucked.
Did it? So I didn't.
I turned 50 and a month later fell off a ladder and broke my hip.
Now that's like 60 stories.
Quintessential old man stuff right there.
That is.
So, all right. So we'll start with you, Major. What would you do if you could just redo it? You could do one other thing.
I would be Elon Musk.
Okay. Why?
Because I would own a space station.
Right.
I would own a way to get there. I would own satellites in space, one of the coolest car companies on Earth, and I'd be working on brain transplants.
Okay. Plus, like you just kind of pointed out at the beginning of this, that you would have the ability to just get the heck off of this ball.
Yeah, you could leave.
You could just leave. Because I think we're about to
with
blow
like an
ourselves
hour's
up.
notice,
Right.
most likely.
Yeah, just give me a rocket that's going. All right, Ross Kaminsky.
I'm gonna keep this within the realm of things I potentially could actually do.
Okay.
Hey, what are you saying? Are you saying I couldn't have been Elon Musk?
No, I'm just saying I couldn't be Elon Musk. By the way, do you know about Elon Musk's new perfume line?
Don't tell me that's
come
real.
on, that's got to be.
This is a joke. Go
No,
ahead.
it's real.
Absolutely.
It's real.
No.
It's posted up at the Boring. You know his company called the Boring Company. They make giant drills.
Not a
In,
flamethrower.
Vegas.
I swear to God, he's selling perfume called Burnt Hair for $100 a bottle. He's sold 10,000 so far. He sold $1 million of this perfume
I'm
called
getting
Burnt
some.
Hair. They haven't delivered it yet, I think. But
I thought that was an internet
Does
meme.
it really smell like burnt hair? Or is that an ironic
on the
name?
website, it says something like it's like leaning over the candle at the dinner table, but without all the hard work. Like, you know, when you lean over and you singe some hair on, you know, or something.
Yeah.
He should make one called Uber Driver.
Oh my gosh.
What would that smell like,
You know,
Mark?
a guy with the last name Musk has to make perfume. But so
I thought that was an internet meme. I didn't think that was real. I saw him tweet it.
No,
but
it's really there. It's unbelievable.
I kind of got to smell that.
I would be a
Doctor.
constitutional. No, I was pre-med, and both my parents are
I know,
doctors,
his
and I
parents are.
intentionally did not go that route because you have to have a certain desire to help people that I do not have. So I would be a constitutional law attorney, and I would work for a group like the Institute for Justice and sue the government every freaking day.
I like that.
I like it. That's good. All right, Super Sue.
I would aim a little bit lower, kind of along those same lines, but I was really inspired by watching Better Call Saul and the whole character arc of Jimmy McGill.
Yeah.
And another thing is I've seen some of these lawyers at work, and I'm like, it's not like I could. There's some great attorneys I would never be as good as, but as a way of making money and I don't know, helping people sometimes. But I wouldn't be as aggressive and hostile as Ross, but something along those same lines. Though I feel maybe I missed something coming through.
Okay. All right, Dara. Kentucky Mark.
I don't think I'd change a thing, man. There's a line in the Jimmy Buffett song where his grandfather says, "Jimmy, some of it's magic and some of it's tragic, but I had a good life all the way."
I like it.
I wouldn't change a damn thing.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
We need to drink to that.
Can I just
All right,
say,
cheers to that.
I could sit and listen to Kentucky Mark tell stories for hours on end with that voice, that accent, that delivery.
I'm
Like,
telling
it's
you.
amazing.
I'm telling you, we just need to be on rocking chairs in front of a Cracker Barrel. We'll
That's
be all right. B.
Make that
Large,
happen.
what would you do?
Oh, I don't know, man. I have no idea.
You wouldn't be.
I don't even know what I'm doing right now. So,
That works.
by the way, I'm 39 years old. Just in case you all were wondering. Okay, I wanted to chime in. I just wanted to chime in.
You told us that like a couple weeks ago though, because I asked you that for some reason, and I think it had to do with like we were talking about kids or something. So
Yeah.
You know, for me, I think I've always wanted to be like I would write books. I would be
asked
an
you?
author. Oh, well, I'm the host of the show. I don't get a say.
Oh my God.
Go ahead. Yeah.
What kind of books? Fiction, nonfiction, thriller novels?
Yeah,
What would you write?
I'd probably do like spy thrillers. Like I love the Brad Thor, Jack Carr, Vince Flynn,
Teenage erotica.
Oh.
Erotica was bad enough. You had to write
Forum always
teenage.
needs
You had to
another
say
writer.
teenage.
The old MTV show, what was it? Eon Flux.
Oh, yeah.
You watched that a lot, didn't you?
No. Never saw it in my life. Never saw it in my life.
Gosh.
All right, let's see. Do we have time for this other one here? We only got a couple minutes. All right, I'll bring this one up. New York City council members proposing a parking snitch program. Okay, so in this case, they would pay New Yorkers to report illegally parked cars. City Council member Lincoln Ressler says that the incentive is needed because the city isn't handing out enough tickets. His bill would award a snitch 25% of the proposed ticket price. So a commission on the ticket price. Tipsters would submit photos or video vehicles blocking bike lanes, sidewalks, crosswalks, school entrances, and exits. There we go. No. That's the end of the show, Mark.
Oh, he jumped the gun, yeah.
Question, do we need something like this in Denver?
What we need is that, and then another one that says for 30% of the amount of the ticket, you get to tase the person who is calling in your your parking ticket.
I like it. I don't like the whole snitch culture
No
thing.
way.
However,
way.
Could we just have one for people that steal handicap spots? Because I think that's kind of like the dirge. Like the only people worse than people who steal handicap spots are people who don't put their grocery carts back in the rack.
I
and then
still
leave them out in the
say
parking lot.
snitches get stitches.
Isn't that to me? It seems like you're kind of putting people in danger, right? Because it is
I
New
agree.
York. It is New York.
Yeah. And what about if someone isn't even snitching, but he's standing in front of a car and the guy's coming and thinks
got his
he
phone.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mark Major comes up and pops him.
Yeah,
one.
right. Exactly. Because he would.
He
absolutely would.
Yeah.
There's no question.
He's not denying it.
Super Shoot, do we need one in Denver?
I'm with Ross on this one right there. And I like what Mark said, snitches get stitched. I don't want people tattling on everybody.
I'm with you on that.
Time for the next round.
Yep, next round coming up.
True.
Mark's trying to win today because Ross has a good record on Real or Fake.
Yes,
More of the Twisted View coming up next. I'm Leland Conway. Mark Majors here. Ross Kaminsky, Super Shoe, B. Large, Mark Dara, Kentucky Mark, 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
This is Denver's talk station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Spa Palace.
Well, it's a pretty busy drive already. We have a new crash, I-25 southbound approaching Colorado Boulevard. That's causing stop-and-go delays back to Lincoln. Broadway northbound is jammed up between University all the way up to Colfax. We've cleared a crash westbound I-270 near York, but we still have some pretty serious delays east and westbound through Commerce City on I-270. And a crash eastbound US 36 at Pecos is causing delays as well. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Look for mostly sunny skies today, a high in the mid-70s, a low down around 41. Right now, 75. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Bill Jones, 630 KHOW.
Spa Palace for 38 years has been the trusted source for all your hot tub and swim spa needs. They offer the most trusted brand, Sundance Spas, a leader in innovation with clean water hydrotherapy, a brand you can trust from friends you can trust. Spa Palace, spapalace.com for locations.
So if you're thinking about getting involved in the property market, buying a house, selling a house, I want you to call my friend Frank Duran, the real estate man. Part of the RE/MAX Alliance. He's going to join us at the bottom of the hour, and we're going to talk to him about why it's so important to have a certified negotiation expert on your team. You're going to get full support from Frank Duran and his team. He's going to negotiate your listing personally, and he doesn't do gimmicks. He just does results. He chases them relentlessly. Here's the number, 303-920-1622, 303-920-1622. If you missed that, just go to frankduranhomes.com. Frank Duran, the real estate man.
For peace of mind, ring the bell. Bell Plumbing and Heating.
Winter's just around the corner, and Bell Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical wants to be sure you're prepared. Bell has been providing friendly professional services for Denver area families since 1926, ensuring your home is comfortable and efficient. And for a limited time, Bell is offering $500 off the installation of a new furnace. That's a hot deal. Learn more at bellplumbing.com.
For peace of mind, ring the bell. Bell Plumbing and Heating.
When it comes to Wall Street, what is Mike Lester, fiduciary financial advisor and founder of Talon Wealth, keeping an eye on?
Right now I'm seeing opportunities in energy, not investing more in it, but looking at positions that are going to do extremely well as gas prices start to come back down. If we can help you identify opportunities, we want to do that for you, but it takes a phone call.
Questions about how this impacts your retirement? Connect and find out more now at guardingyournestegg.com.
For seniors on Medicare, it can be tough to find a doctor who's tuned in to your needs.
Name again? The doctor is running late. Sorry.
No results yet.
Break free from the way it's always been with One Medical Seniors. We offer convenient locations, on-site labs, and access to a doctor-led care team that believes you're more than your health history. Join One Medical Seniors and break free. Search One Medical Seniors. That's One Medical Seniors today.
The January 6th committee made a big symbolic splash yesterday with a unanimous vote to subpoena former President Trump, arguing that he's really the person not only with the most knowledge about his own behavior, but maybe about planning by the rioters. On his social media platform, Truth Social, Trump asked, quote, why did they wait until the very end, the final moments of their last meeting, end quote, to ask him to testify? It's a reasonable question, but it also doesn't matter because even if he really wanted the chance to get in front of TV cameras, something which has always appealed to the Donald, there is absolutely no way his lawyers would have let him go, and he won't go. The committee has already brought forward truly damning evidence against Trump. They needn't have ended their public work with a gimmick. And that's today's Ross Report, brought to you by the John Elway Group of Dealers. Whether at John Elway Chevrolet, John Elway Cadillac, or BMW of Loveland or Mini of Loveland, take comfort in knowing that unlike many other dealers, Elway will never price your new car over MSRP, because you're treated like a guest every day at John Elway. Learn more at elwaydealers.com.
Psoriatic arthritis made my joints stiff, swollen, painful.
Tremfya is approved for adults with active psoriatic arthritis.
Emerge Tremfyant. Tremfya can help reduce joint symptoms at 24 weeks. Some patients reported less fatigue as assessed by survey 1 week prior. Individual results may vary.
Tremfya is taken by injection at weeks 0 and 4 and then every 8 weeks. Following the 2 starter doses, that's 6 doses a year, by prescription only. Serious allergic reactions may occur. Tremfya may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms of infection, including fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough. Tell your doctor if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Tremfya. Emerge Tremfyant. Explore another treatment option. To learn more, call 1-877-578-3527 or tap this ad to visit Tremfya.com and talk to your doctor about Tremfya. See our ad in Health Magazine.
Do you have a car taking up space in your garage? Not enough cash taking up space in your wallet? It's time to sell your car to the sharpest rides. With every vehicle sold, we will make a donation to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Call 303-9343-410 today.
Got in a wreck? Let Fairway Collision Center help. Their team of mechanics has restored cars with expertise and stellar service since 1994. Visit Fairway Collision Center at 8550 South Valley Highway, Englewood.
Science proves your best sleep is vital to your mental, emotional, and physical health. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses your movements and automatically adjusts to help keep you both effortlessly comfortable. And it's temperature balancing, so you stay cool. So you're at your best for yourself and those you care about most. Life-changing sleep, only from Sleep Number. Don't miss our weekend special. The Queen Sleep Number 360 C2 smart bed is only $9.99, plus special financing. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
I'm Bob Pittman, Chairman and CEO of iHeartMedia. On the new season of my podcast, Math and Magic, I sit down with the trailblazers on the frontiers of marketing. Leaders like Susie Deering, CMO of Ford Motor Company.
We are at that moment when it all changes. And I think that a big part of why we're at that moment is because of the F-150 Lightning. It changed everything.
Listen to the new season of Math and Magic on our own iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Buffaloes will host the Golden Bears for an early afternoon kickoff tomorrow. Colorado remains winless. Colorado State will host Utah State, going for their second win of the season. Russell Wilson remained limited at yesterday's practice. He had received an injection in his throwing shoulder as he continues to battle a partially torn lat. Bucs quarterback Tom Brady fined $11,000 for attempting to kick defensive end Grady Jarrett in last week's win against the Falcons. I'm Frank Aaron.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy, 3-time Pro Bowler. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Blindster.com.
Want to save big on new blinds? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Shop Blindster now and save 45% off any order. Just use code RADIO. Offer ends soon. Shop today. Blindster.com.
For more information about contests on this station, please go to khow.com/rules.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-How Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Kurt offers securities through Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., member FINRA SIPC, and advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
My friend Cameron Cambier joining us now from Centennial Capital Partners with a Fun Friday fact. Cameron, how are you, man?
Leland, doing great, man. Happy Friday to you.
You as well. So you always like to put together something fun for a Friday. What do you got for us?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Fun Fact Friday, and this one comes from Ascend, and it has to do with a place many of us will either go to after work today or sometime over the weekend, and I'm talking about Costco. They've got 120 million members worldwide. It's the third largest retailer in the world behind Walmart and Amazon, and in fact, 37% of Americans shop at Costco, with the average customer paying $144 per shopping trip and buying on average 9 items. And once you pay and head for the door, you have one more stop to make, which is, of course, the final receipt check. And we all know why this is there. It's there to help deter theft. And according to Costco's CFO, Richard Galante, he said one of the secrets to Costco's success has been to keep shoplifting to a bare minimum. So when other retailers start cutting staff to boost their margins, it can obviously lead to an increase in shoplifting since there's fewer eyes to watch the exits, if you will. But by checking receipts at the door, Costco's shrinkage, which means loss to theft, represents just 0.11 to 0.12% of sales. And in comparison, according to the National Retail Federation, the average shrinkage is 1.6% for other retailers, so almost 15 times higher than Costco. And all the money Costco saves in shrinkage compared to a typical retailer is $2.85 billion.
Jeez.
So clearly the receipt checkers are well worth the money that Costco pays them.
I couldn't help but think, though, of that episode of Seinfeld with George Costanza. I was in the pool, but I love it because I had no idea that out of 120 million members nationwide. Yeah, you're like, I remember that episode. It's good stuff. How do folks get a hold of you at Centennial Capital Partners, my friend?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's a good question, guys. Give us a call. We're at 303-584-1161. You can go to the website as well, which is kurtcambier.com. That's KURTCAMBIER.com, and we'd love to help.
All right, we'll talk to you next Monday. Have a great weekend, Cameron. Thanks so much.
Thanks, man. Take care.
All right, Centennial Capital Partners. All right, 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station. I am Leland Conway. It's the Twisted View. Text the show directly, 57739. Text Leland to 57739. Let's see. Where is this? There was somebody sent in a text that was pretty good. Oh, yeah, here we go. Talking about traffic in Denver, because I had a little rant last hour about why in the world Denver was left off of one of the top 10 worst places to drive. And this says, Leland, driving D.C. traffic, 12 miles an hour for 30 minutes, 4 hours to work, 4 hours back. Denver, traffic stops for 5 minutes, and everyone's crying, needing a bong hit. Okay, so fair point, fair point.
I know Ross will be more of an expert in this, but that Beltway traffic is unbelievably bad. Yeah. Other cities I've been to that are far worse than Denver, well, Denver is bad. Atlanta, one of the worst. Chicago, terrible. And obviously New York City.
Yeah, those three, well, Atlanta's not on the list of the top 10, but those other two are.
Chicago's, and I haven't experienced this, but I've heard that a city that's gotten incredibly bad is Austin, Texas.
Yes.
I haven't experienced it myself, but I hear
it's funny when you listen
terrible.
to Joe Rogan's podcast. He's like, "This is a joke compared to L.A.," but he's coming from L.A. and everybody's moving to Austin from L.A.
But Austin, I think a couple things: fastest growing city in America, fastest rising prices in America on mortgages and rents, and to Ross's point, doesn't have the infrastructure really to handle the type of traffic. So for the infrastructure that Austin has, traffic's terrible.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, which one is this one? Kentucky drinking? Mark, what's this one?
What we're doing next is a Weller's 12. It's a very difficult to find bottle. It's also a Buffalo Trace product. It's about a $60 bottle.
B-Large is looking in here like, where's mine?
But that's only 60. But it's about a $280 to $300 bottle if you can find it on the second.
Yeah, that's the thing with Weller. You can't get it.
That's my favorite one right there.
Well, we'll make sure you get
that Weller 12. I got some at home. Oh, yeah.
We'll take care of you.
Cheers.
You might as well not have to use some of what you have at home when you have it here. So
very good.
All right, so this brings me, it's funny, Cameron brought up shoplifting. There was a question I was going to ask you guys because it came up in a story that I saw earlier today asking you if you've ever shoplifted before. So let's go around the table, do a little confession thing. At any point in your life, have you ever stolen or shoplifted something? Mark Major, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. What was it?
Well, a car.
Okay. All right, so here's a story.
Wait a minute.
Here's a story.
He shot with a car. Well, we were pretty young, and a neighbor had a car out with keys in it, so we were going to take it and go up to the local Cumberland Farms, which is like a 7-Eleven. But it was a stick shift, and I knew how to drive that because I learned, and we drove up there. My buddy wanted to drive it back. We didn't have any intent on keeping the car, but he bounced it across the parking lot. The cops pulled us over. Parents showed up at the jail. Was not a great time.
Wow.
But shoplifting as well. I remember shoplifting something in about 8th grade, and once again we got caught.
You don't remember what it was?
I think it was a flashlight.
Why would you shoplift a flashlight?
I don't know. I don't know.
Late night dates in the woods.
Yeah.
Guess.
Something like that.
Kaminsky.
I'm really boring on this one. I think the closest I've gotten is like go shopping at Home Depot and throw a bunch of things in the cart, and then the checkout clerk doesn't see something that's under your bag of mulch, and then you get out to the car and realize, I didn't get charged for that.
And then get out to the car.
And then don't go back in and tell them.
I didn't see that LCD TV.
Yeah, my bad.
The mulch.
I didn't see that 85-inch TV.
I'm talking about it like, something that's $1 that you might have forgotten about.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But you don't go back in.
No, that's what I said. Yeah, I don't go back in.
Super shoe.
Okay, does this count?
We just need to make sure that the statute of limitations is ellipsed on all of this.
To Ross's point, I'm just dumb. So, like, if I go into King Soopers and I don't get a cart or I don't get a basket, sometimes I put stuff like in my pockets and I'm trying to check if I left something in my pocket and carry it up. The other thing that I do, this is kind of a Mark Major trick, I think. I don't know that he does it. I don't want to implicate him, but I do this. So when you do the self-scan, right, the checkout, and let's say you want to get like organic tomatoes or something that's more expensive. Well, what's to stop you from entering in the wrong tomato,
the right
weighing
thing to
it,
do,
and
Super
well,
Shoe?
Well, they're ripping you off to begin with, man. Organic is the biggest scam going in groceries.
Just to clarify, I don't even know how to ring out tomatoes at these places.
You don't know SKU numbers and all that? No,
yeah, he spends all his time at the melons, and so.
Oh yeah, right. No, but I don't know. I'm looking at it, going, I'm doing my own work here. You know, you're making me do this. Maybe I'm going to skim a little
justify it. Just justify it. All right, Kentucky Mark.
Yeah, you absolutely stole that for me. It's like I run things at the self-check. I give one swipe. Beep or not, it's going in the damn bag.
Okay.
They're not paying me to do this work.
Okay, here's what I'm hoping happens to both of you two. I'm hoping that they get this. The technology gets so smart that little lady that's like always talking to you at the scanner is like, you have, I want it to like be really loud. You have stolen an organic tomato. Like I want that to happen to you both.
You put us next to each other on purpose, didn't you? We're the same guy here.
Yeah. So I'm 5 years old. I'll remember this to my dying day. I'm 5 years old. My dad, I'd gone to work with my dad. He was doing some construction work for a grocery store. This was back in Kentucky. So we go into this grocery store, and this was back in the days when the manager of the grocery store had a little tower up towards the front where he could oversee the registers, and they would stand and sit up in that little tower, and they do their little thing up there, and the manager was up in that tower.
It's a cash booth.
Yeah, okay, right. And so we go into this grocery store, and I'm 5 years old, and we walk in, and this is also in the days when they used to put the big candy thing right at the front of the grocery store, so that's what the kids saw when they first walk in, and it was like, all these different colors of candy, like bubblegum balls and licorice and all this kind of stuff. And you walk in and you're 5 and it's like, oh, it's right there, right? So I'm kind of checking this out, eyeballing it, and my dad walks off to go to the cash tower and talk to the manager because he was picking up his check or something. I don't know what it was. And I'm standing there and I'm like, I think I can get one.
Oh, boy.
So I reach up and I grab a big purple gumball. Problem is I'm a dumbass shoplifter. So we get back in the car, or in my dad's work truck, and I'm just like, put it in my mouth, start chewing it. My dad knows I'm a 5-year-old with no income stream. So he's like, and he also knows he did not buy that for me in the grocery store. So he goes, where'd you get that? And I was like,
I bet he drug your ass back in there.
He said, how much did it say? I don't know, it was like 25-cent thing on there. And he gave me a quarter, and he said, you go back in there, and you go over to the tower, and you tell the manager what you did, and you pay him. And when we get home, you're going to work off this quarter that I'm giving you to pay for this. Woo! And so I had to go in there, hat in hand, basically. I still remember this day, and I look up at that frickin' tower, and this big old man up there, and tell him, sir, I stole a bubble gum, and I give it to him. That is stuck with me. If I go a penny over at a gas station, I'm going to take them the damn penny back. So I'm not like Kentucky Mark and Ryan here. We're trying to scam on these things. Yeah. But it stuck with me, though.
I want to ask you, though, the tower person, how did they react when you were that little kid walking there?
It was my understanding
baseball
now.
Bat.
Looking back on it, my understanding was that it was a wink and a nod to my dad. They were in on it, but he was very gruff with me.
I did that to my daughter.
Did you?
We were coming.
Adeline?
Yeah.
Adeline shoplifted?
She was like 5 years old. We were at Dave & Buster's. You know how you cash in the tickets at the end? She wanted candy. I told her, we're done with candy for the day. Go get a stuffed animal, whatever. We get out to the car, and she's just like you said, man. She's chewing on something. I'm like, what the hell's that? She's like, it's whatever it was. I put her up on my shoulder, literally, put her up. I told Miles to stay there. I drug her ass back to the candy part where you turn the tickets in. I put her right on the counter, and I said, tell them what you did. They called the cops. No, I'm kidding.
They arrested her.
No, but she'll just like you, she'll never forget it.
Right. Yeah.
I made her go back and say, hey, I took this. She knew she shouldn't have been.
Yep, it was a great life lesson right there. So, all right, when we continue, everybody's favorite radio game show coming up, Twisted Views, Real or Fake. Wait a minute. We messed this up.
No,
You haven't seen them today?
No, I haven't seen them today.
Okay, all right, cool. We got what? All right,
yeah,
we
what
got to turn the mic
this
on.
Is super interesting.
So this is Baumburgers from the Michter's Distillery in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
108 proof, drinks much softer, and they call it the Cherry Bomb, one of my favorite bourbons.
All right, check it out. Bottoms up. Here we go. Twisted View, Real or Fake next. 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
Hey, it's Joe Pags coming up in North Carolina. Father was jailed for 24 hours. He wouldn't wear his mask. That plus Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Adicott, the latest from the war in Ukraine. And Dr. Jesse Lopez drops some knowledge on the Joe Pags Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
John Mellencamp returns to the road, and iHeartRadio is getting you there. We'll fly you and a guest to the tour date of your choice and set you up with VIP tickets to the show. Plus, slap a backstage pass on your jean jacket so you can meet John. And you'll walk away with a sheet of handwritten lyrics to one of his legendary tunes. Prize provided by AEG. Enter for your chance to win now at iHeartRadio.com/John Mellencamp.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
What QC Kinetics is doing for people here is nothing short of amazing, and I'm talking about real lasting relief from joint pain. Hey, it's Michael Brown here. You know, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in exciting new pain treatments with advanced regenerative medicine, non-surgical alternatives. Now, if you're living with joint pain from an injury or arthritis maybe, don't let them tell you that steroids or maybe pain meds and surgery are your only options. QC Kinetics uses regenerative treatment that can restore and repair damaged tissue. Now, maybe you've been diagnosed with bone-on-bone arthritis, been told you need a knee replacement. Well, call QC Kinetics right now for an alternative way to deal with the pain. These amazing protocols work with pain caused by injury as well, like a torn meniscus or a rotator cuff. Now, call QC Kinetics right now. Don't keep living with that pain. Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Picture yourself kayaking past pristine glacial ice in Greenland or walking in Darwin's footsteps on the Galapagos Islands. Camp under the Antarctic moonlight or spot breaching whales in the elusive Northwest Passage. It's all possible with Hurtigruten. Hurtigruten is expedition cruising around the world from pole to pole. To learn more about one-of-a-kind adventures with the world leader in sustainable cruising, search Hurtigruten Cruises. Impossible to forget.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons. Sinusitis, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, "Best product I've ever used," and "Amazing, I love my Navage." Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. Navage is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthier. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Changing definitions
She can't even define woman.
to fit a narrative.
Change the definition of recession.
A narrative of a larger agenda.
For the Great Reset.
The definition of 630 KHOW is Denver's talk station.
Oh, man. The show going on off the air is better than the one going on the air. 630 KL, Denver's Talk Station. I am Leland Conway. Super Shoes in the house. Ross Kaminsky from KOA. From the Tom Martino Show, we have Mark Major, and Kentucky Mark is here. B-Large is here. Kelly's going to keep score. All right, it's time for everybody's favorite radio game show. Oh, wait, we've got one more. Okay, one more.
One more. Yep. So to this last bourbon we're going to try is from Elijah Craig at the Heaven Hill Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. This is a private barrel.
That is a beautiful little town, by the way.
Strength, 124 proof. Enjoy.
Yikes. Wow. Wasn't it, didn't Thomas Jefferson stay at the inn there in Bardstown?
He might have, but the Talbert Tavern has bullet holes in it from a gunfight with Jesse James.
Yeah, isn't that wild? That's pretty cool. Good history there. All right. Well, let's get a little game show music going here. Everybody seems to like that one. Here we go. I'm going to start off with Mark Major. From the Tom Martino Show. Oh, wait. Kelly, who's got the best record between Mark and Ross? It's Ross, isn't it?
Ooh, it's definitely Ross.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Mark.
Definitely Ross. Wow.
These are
in racquetball.
These are the kind of fashion bags that I always see Mark carrying around. It's Kim Kardashian's favorite fashion bag. Balenciaga made an $1,800 Lay's potato chip bag. Real or fake?
An $1,800 potato chip bag. I've decided how I'm going to play this portion. I'm going to do the exact opposite of my thoughts. I'm going to say that's correct.
You say that's real? It's Kaminsky. You got to turn that mic on, dude.
People will buy anything. I'll say true.
You think that's true? Super shoe.
No, wait. Does it have potato chips in it?
It's a potato chip bag.
No, dude.
Why do you always do this? I just do the headline.
That's the logical question. Then I'm going to go fake news.
Kentucky Mark.
That is dumb enough to be true.
True. B-Large says true. It is true.
Damn it.
$1,800 bag for salt and vinegar, lime, and flaming hot.
Oh, nice.
Swear to God. All right, Kaminsky, you go next. Grandma goes viral by ranking her grandkids on a leaderboard. His face.
That's boring. I don't know. I'll say fake.
All right.
Okay, I got to step in here because my beloved Bubba was Serbian, and she was straight to the point, and yes, she had favorites, and I was her little prince, so I'm going to say yes, this is true.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true or not, but when I have grandkids, I'm doing it. Okay. So I'm going to say true.
B-Large says true. This is 100% real. This actually happened.
Wow.
Grandma.
You didn't ask Major.
Mark didn't answer.
True. Oh, sorry.
You gave him that one.
What do I do?
Bam.
Kelly,
I've
got one just for Mark.
You never asked Mark.
I know. I screwed up, so I got one just for Mark.
It doesn't matter. I knew it was true.
All right, technical foul on the ref. All right, Mark Major. Man takes camel into In-N-Out Burger to get French fries. Good Lord, how long are you going to think about this?
Did I tell you about Frank Duran, the real estate man? True.
All right, Ross.
I'm going to say false just because the first two were true.
Okay.
I looked at your face and I looked into your eyes and your soul, Leland, and this is fake news.
Okay.
Just so I have a chance to win, I'm going to go with real. True.
You're going to say it's true? All right, B-Large, true?
Yes.
It's 100% true.
No
Bam!
way.
3 in a row. Las Vegas man took his camel through a drive-in at In-N-Out Burger to grab some French fries. There's
I'm getting
pictures and
crushed
video
today.
Yeah, you are. You suck.
What are we drinking
Just
now
like
in this
racquetball.
tiny bottle?
Let's see. All right, here we go.
Real quick.
Wait, yeah.
So I may not be allowed back in the state of Kentucky because I'm going to tell you something that they'll probably have the state troopers meet me at the state line.
Uh-oh.
I prefer rum to bourbon.
No!
And the rum that I brought for you today is called Bumbu. It is a spiced rum from Barbados.
Ooh!
It drinks so smoothly that you could drink a whole bottle and get yourself in real trouble. So
all right,
give that Bumbu a try.
There we go. All right, last one. All right, Mark Major. Lay's introduces new holiday-themed line of potato chip flavors to include pumpkin spice latte, turkey and gravy, and peppermint patty-flavored Ruffles.
True.
All right.
And that answer is brought to you by Frank Duran, the real estate man.
I don't know, man. We're off the rails. Don't give him any more rum. Kaminsky.
Fake news.
How many potato chip questions do you have, by the way, Leland?
Why?
Jesus,
I
man.
got these from Susan in the news department. What am I going to do?
It's something. You haven't had a fake news one yet. This is fake news.
All right.
Wrong. It's absolutely true.
100% true?
I'm going to go fake.
What is this, true or true?
Kelly, that was false.
Oh, okay.
All right, who's our winner, Kelly?
I got 3.
Major.
You got 3?
Mark won.
It's got to be me.
Kelly's in there tallying it up.
I think the Mark
Carry the 1,
Yeah, the Mark
slide
split.
the abacus.
That would be B large.
B large wins!
Wait. I didn't hear him say one answer.
You don't have to hear my answers, Mark.
That's off the
They're
top
brought to you
rope.
by Frank Duran, the real estate man.
That's it, flying elbow from B-Line. All right, thank you guys for coming in. It was a fun episode. Thank you, Kentucky Mark, for bringing us the treats that are hard.
Very delicious. My pleasure.
All right, well, you're welcome anytime. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. I know all the guys feel the same. All right, you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Ross Kamensky from KOA, Super Shoot. Great job on Mandy Connell's show today. I heard the first 2 hours of it. I was a little busy the third hour. Mark Major, thank you. Kentucky Mark, thank you. B-Large, thank you. Kelly, thank you. 630 KHOW, Denver's Talk Station. Stick around. Dan Caplis has another incredible show on tap next. Denver's Talk Station.
Follow Leland Conway at Leland Show.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW,
KHOW.com,
and on the iHeartRadio app.